Natty and her two sisters when they were this big at my house. You know, when the kids were little, was
Mike
we'd have
Rotundo.
we'd have birthday parties with a lot of stuff together with the people that were down there that had kids
Guys,
like
it's
that.
not it's not easy to ask this, but I'm going to try. My partner and I, we grew up during the time of Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania.
Yeah.
Your guys' era too. I mean, all that whole time period, we love Hulk Hogan. Okay.
Yeah.
When this racist thing came out and the tapes and all this other stuff, how I was personally heartbroken because here's my hero getting absolutely slaughtered for these tapes coming out and stuff. How did you guys feel when people were throwing Hogan under the bus?
It's like one of the thing about the times changing, because the guy's not a racist. But everyone, if you're loaded or telling a story or joking around, you say the N-word or something like that. I mean, if you're in a spotlight because of the tensions and stuff that are out there, like a TV station you're working for, if you guys would all of a sudden your sponsors drop you,
right?
And that because of the racial bullshit, and it is wrong. You know what I mean? But I like it when we joke around and stuff. But I like the rappers and the songs. They can There's different ways to say it. That word is almost like a Donnie Brasco movie. You forget about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It has it's a word that can
Yeah.
mean different. If if a black guy's talking to a black guy, you're talking to your black buddy. What's up? You see, it's like a hugging thing, right?
Right.
So it's a word that it may means. But
Rodman tried to stick up for him. He was like, he's not a racist.
Oh, he's
and
not
no
a
one
racist
cared that
at all.
Rodman
No.
said it.
No,
Nobody cared.
But I mean, but the bad thing about it is there is bad racism in our country, which is fucked up.
Right.
And I mean, if next to the Native Americans, who got fucked over the worst than the black people of America.
Right.
They were just hanging out and fucking doing their thing in their own country, and you get kidnapped, and you're forced to be into slavery.
Right.
You think they wanted that?
No.
So what the fuck? We're the ones that forced them to come over here.
Right.
So now and since then they've been getting fucked over. So that's a situation. But if certain in the public light now, it's because it's such a hot thing because there are idiot fucking racist fucking redneck morons that when they say that word, that means that word in a bad way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's me and Knobs joking around with Virgil or the Godfather, you son of a bitch, we're laughing around about it, you know what I mean? It's a different thing,
Did you guys give him a call, when this was happening to Hulk Hogan?
We knew
We always, would tell him, bro, it'll pass. You're not no racist. You're the nicest guy in the world. You do so many things for charities, and you help everybody out.
Was he deeply?
But was there really people that thought that he was like didn't like black people?
Of course, there's people out there who think that.
No, it was a bad look. He had a bad moment.
Yeah.
Of course,
Well, it wasn't even supposed to be. I never liked that guy, Bubba the Love Sponge.
I was about to say, Bubba set him up,
And
right?
I told him that, and I didn't like when
she
Bubba
tried
the
to
Love
warn him.
Sponge used to come in, to the locker room with Hulk. He'd act like he was part of the group and just walk in the, you don't just walk in the locker room. Everybody's paid their dues that's sitting in there. We're a fraternity of brothers. You are a DJ trying to be a Howard Stern, and now where are you? You're nowhere because you screwed over a lot of people and you did what you did. I mean, that's just crazy.
You broke people's trust.
And he hit Hulk at a bad time. Hulk was going through divorce and everything, so that just wasn't right. And then however it got out there, that was a personal thing there. And Bubba the Love Sponge, to me, no good. And finally, Hulk finally said you were right because I always knew there was something about this guy.
Did you guys see Dave Chappelle do on SNL? Mm-hmm. Wasn't that funny as shit?
That was funny as hell,
He's
man.
smart. They're smart motherfucker,
Chappelle is one of the greatest comedians of all time.
Where does that shit come from?
The Chappelle Show, when that first came out.
He was using the N-word when it's funny, almost like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean? That's fucking hilarious.
He had humor with the Chinese, the whites, the Italians, everybody.
How about the thing he did with Uncle Ben, and because of the thing they threw out Aunt Jemima, like they're taking the Native American names off the teams, that type of thing, because it's like it all builds up to that same thing.
How about the black-white blind white supremacist? The guy was blind, but he was black, and he thought he was white, and he was a white supremacist. It's pretty good.
That's hilarious.
But it is.
But he made a joke. It was so funny about throwing Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben off the boxes, because it represented, I guess, like she would be Aunt Jemima would be like a lady that's a slave lady or something, or compared
nanny
to
or cook or something.
Yeah, like that. But
I think at some points we have to learn.
But wasn't the real person mad about it or something? They were. You're taking Aunt Jemima off.
There's so much crap going on now. I understand, like you said, people have right to be angry, but it's
about everything and anything.
What really sucks is it brings to light, and now you really think about it, which is good for this country.
Yeah, but
because it's happened. You go back to the 1960s with Martin Luther King. Robert F. Kennedy got shot and all this stuff. And then when Elvis had his comeback, 3 or 4 hours, I watched that documentary before he was supposed to go on. They're watching the little Elvis is nervous, is his comeback, and it comes across the news. They're watching a little TV in there. Robert Kennedy got shot. And in like 4 minutes, he said, "Give me my guitar," and he came up with that, "If I Can Dream." And the words that he's saying now, back in 1968, resonated what's going on today, and that's been how long ago? And it's like, when is things going to change? And it has to change. It does.
To every action, there's an answer. I think some motherfuckers fanning the flames. There's a shit disturber. Somebody's trying to stir up some type of race bullshit war. You know what I mean? With these crazy motherfuckers.
There's a lot of stirring.
And there's a shit stirring going on. Somebody's fanning the fucking flames.
There's a lot of stirring.
You know what I mean? And that's a fact.
If you didn't know better, you'd swear that the media wants us all to hate each other. If you didn't know
something,
better.
Like what the fuck, right?
Yep.
You gotta cooler heads. Gotta.
Let's stir a race war. Let them kill each other or something.
When 9/11 happened, it only lasted for about a year and a half, but everybody was together. Everybody was saying hello to each other. Everybody was saying, and it changed.
Because everybody was America.
It only took like a year and a half to we're back in that same old stupid rut again, and everybody's being like that. And
hard to argue.
Yeah, it sucks, but I'm glad we need a change. You know what I mean?
Unplugging the
Black
internet.
Lives Matter, dude. I'm all aboard because I got a lot of black friends. He has a lot of black friends.
Yeah, but you think about the stirring the shit thing. Going into these southern towns, right? And here's a thing that's been up since the Civil War. Why should that guy be? They're right about it, but ripping the fucking statues down in the these rednecks, you tell me that isn't pissing people, those fuckers off?
Absolutely.
That's our what's his name? General Lee. You can't... You know what I mean? If they're still living the Civil War, the fuck out, and now you rip it down. That's fanning the fucking flames.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then they're just shooting black kids on the fucking street like it's a target practice.
Right.
I just seen a thing where the cop, there's two kids in the car, they wouldn't pull over. He's yelling, "Stop, stop!" I'm like, shoot the fucking tires. He unloaded the clip in the windshield and killed the two fucking kids. I'm like, can't you shoot a tire out and handcuff them?
It's got to change, man. It's just got to change.
Everybody, they're just shooting people at will.
Right.
And that, then you got to just everything's a shit stirring. Like probably, I don't remember it that good, but if you go back to 68 or 9, I was just 7, 8 years old then, so you don't realize that kind of shit's going on.
And we grew
but it was like that.
North.
Close to that it's coming now, like it was then, like in full circle. Don't you think so?
You guys are from the north. We're from the north. My wife is from Nashville, but what a difference from the people in the north, and because people in the north, when we were in the north, we never had any of that. It wasn't like that for us. You know what I mean? It just wasn't. We took everybody as everybody's equal.
I agree, especially if you're in athletics, right?
I don't know why it was like that, but down south...
The Indians got ripped off. We stole the land and put them on reservations. The black people got drugged from another country or made slaves. But after slavery ended, our great-grandparents and grandparents, everybody that came into Ellis Island was used as a slave in some way. You had to work, you owed your soul to the company store type thing.
That's right.
The coal miners and the steel workers all got fucked and had to pay their dues to come up, but not that bad. You know what I mean? You were getting paid, but ended up at the end of the week owing the boss money. How does was that not being a slave in a way?
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's up in the Northeast up here, all them generations. You know, for our family, the Polish, Slovaks, Irish, Germans, you know, everybody, Italians, all came in Ellis Island, and that's when all the high quality. It makes New York City, the neighborhoods, you know what I mean?
I don't like talking about it because I grew up always loving everybody, love your fellow man, and no matter who, what color, what race, whatever, and everybody's together. We're all trying to do the same thing and try, you know, the one goal is to do whatever job you're at, do it the best you can, and make money. So I was never, ever like that in my entire life. So
know what I wanted to talk to you about. I want to welcome our new sponsor, 500 Level. www, shouldn't be using that, 500level.com, where they sell all sports clothing and all this wonderful stuff. And support the Monte and the Pharaoh Show. Please use the code MP20, that's MP20, and get a luxurious 20% discount with 500 Level sports gear. And right now they're offering a holiday special with 10%. So that's a whole 30% off the garments. Jimmy, you just being part of their sponsorship, ordered yourself a nice little T-shirt.
Yeah, I'm acknowledging the great tribal chief. Yo, by the way,
I'm really surprised you went that route, dude. I got to be honest with you.
Oh, you know, it's funny. As I was looking through, and by the way, they have a lot of great stuff for you folks out there. When you get to that site, there's a lot of good. Dude, I was tortured. You said to me, pick a shirt, and I'm like.
And by the way, it's just not wrestling, dude. It's all sports. Like, I was surprised you went wrestling. I was like, really, dude?
Well, you know, I mean, after all, they've been, you know, kind enough to be our sponsor, and we're going to have a partnership with them. Of course I'm going to do wrestling. It's a wrestling show. Sometimes it's a wrestling show, right, Mike?
Sometimes. And let's not reminder, MP20 for a luxurious 20% off of 500 Level. And like I said, for the holiday, they're offering another 10%.
What do you think I was going to pick? Like Aaron Judge or something? I don't really.
Dude, I know. I was thinking to myself, is he going to go Yankees or Jets? And if he goes wrestling, he's not going Rome. Like, I was shocked. I thought you would go Hulk Hogan, Savage, Ultimate Warrior even.
No, because right now, the very thing that you and I talk about from week to week and we pine for is the return of the great tribal chief. Look, we really did enjoy that. Yeah, we really did love that reign.
By the way, I got to show you something here. Do you see this? I got this T-shirt.
Look at that. There you go.
It's really cheesily made, but I fucking
love
it.
It's the message that counts.
By the way, I got to ask